Hello, everyone. My name is Sequestration. Many will always refer me as Mr. Biomass and Captain Sequestration, but I really appreciate that. But I started this YouTube channel because of the many questions that I always get from various colleagues from online telling me to talk about this uh, insights on carbon sequestration, biomass issues, dealing with climate change issues, dealing with remote sensing, GIS, programming, coding, and so on. So that was the real issue that for me to capture to make sure that everybody else is rich and has the full information about climate change issues. So um, maybe if I can start by as an introduction about my education background is that I'm a graduate. I did my degree level in Ghent University. I pursued bachelor's degree in the Spatial Information Science and Remote Sensing, and that should tell you the real reason I'm studying such a topic on biomass and carbon sequestration alone, and also the climate change issues and any other stuff. So for now, I'm a freelancer. I do most of the work that I'm being provided by friends, by my colleagues, with the county government, various organizations like currently I'm working with an organization in Iceland, one of the coast club in Iceland, and we've managed to really do biomass and carbon sequestration and help the coast club members understand that they can also play a role as well as managing climate change and also making sure that the coast club are well maintained so that if there is any swimming that is taking place in that arena, with they are doing it in a controlled way that has been studied by the analysts, that those are the source technicians, the GIS teams, and also the participants. So currently, I've done many measures in the first class. I've done biomass and carbon sequestration in now around 10 first class in Iceland, two in France, two in Northern Ireland, and one in Colombia. And we are now going to be working in Kenya. So I've been doing this remotely through this GIS and remote sensing platform. Majorly, I've been doing through use of civil activism, and today I'm just going to take you through the introduction part of this channel. Today is just the introduction part alone. So I'm just going to introduce how we can be able to understand biomass and carbon sequestration in managing climate change. So the first question will be, what is this climate change? Because many countries are geared in maintaining, impacting issues that related to climate change. This is in line with the regulations that are set for each and every country. So, in a layman's language, someone will say that climate change is just a global rise in temperature due to increased greenhouse gases, which rather will impact which has impact on the patterns and human society. So, The other definition of climate change will be day-to-day hints, weather patterns, nearly 30 to 35. Yeah, those are the changes. You can't say that climate change has occurred in an area if you've not measured that in a longer duration, that is usually 30 to 35 years. So, importance of addressing climate change, Baron. So, I was saying, let us see the importance of addressing climate change. What is the real need of addressing climate change? So, first of all, we want environment. Comparing that there is a long-term sustainability of natural resources. We need to see that we want to see the long-term sustainability of natural grassland, fairlands, and then we just give an hypothesis that there's been a decline in this and that. But now, when we do the biomass, because we've said that these are the total mass of living organisms, we can be able to get the stress in terms of ecosystem and productivity. So we can see if there is a slow production in terms of food resources, or there is a stress in vegetation health and so on. Now let's see the carbon sequestration. Let's see the carbon sequestration. So carbon sequestration is a process of capturing and storing atmospheric carbon dioxide, and occurs naturally in forests, oceans, and soil. So carbon sequestration is just basically, it will be derived from biomass. If you have measured biomass, then the likelihood, there is high chances of you getting the accurate carbon stocks, carbon potential of an area. And then we can also do the carbon credits and so on. Then let's see. why carbon sequestration matters. Now, this will go in a long way in reducing atmospheric carbon dioxide levels and also help in mitigating global warming and climate change. So, if we really understand that this is the amount of carbon that is being sequestered in a certain ecosystem, then we can be in a position to reduce the atmospheric carbon dioxide levels and also be able to maintain and mitigate issues dealing with global warming and climate change. Now, biomass is a carbon sink. We all know that through photosynthesis, plants will always convert the CO2 into organic carbon, which is stored in biomass through dead living organisms or through respiring plants, maybe forests, grasslands, wetlands. These are always the significant carbon sinks because forests will always store a large amount of carbon. We remember that plants will always take in out carbon dioxide and release oxygen during daytime, and at night the reverse will occur, taking in oxygen, releasing in carbon dioxide. Great. Now, let's see the impact of biomass on carbon sequestration. So, if we are having a high biomass level, it will lead to an increased carbon storage capacity. So if you go measure amount of biomass in a grassland and also go measure amount of biomass in a forest land, then there is a likelihood. It's not even a likelihood. It's a mass that we should be having a high carbon storage capacity in forest than in grassland. Now, protecting and storing biomass rich ecosystem is crucial because biomass is an essential issue on carbon sequestration. Now, let's see the strategies for managing biomass and carbon sequestration. I'll just list that because I told you that this is just an introduction case. Now, we'll be looking at the afforestation and reforestation, whereby this is a planting on a newer ground or either reforestation, you are replanting trees where deforestation has taken place. Now, the next will be planting trees and restoring degraded forests to increase biomass, enhancing carbon sequestration, and restores ecosystem. Sustainable land use practices, whereby we don't just go building maybe on forest and going on a place like grassland and maybe doing quarrying activities such sort. So we should be able to do the look at the sustainable land use practices. We have to look at the agroforestry. This is the mixed farming whereby you conserve the trees as well as doing subsistence farming. Then we have the conservation tillage, controlled grazing. We have the balance as agricultural productivity with carbon storage. We have the protection of natural ecosystems. We have conserving forest, wetlands, grassland, prevents carbon release and maintains biodiversity. We have the restoration of degraded lands, ecological restoration to revive biomass and re-establish carbon sinks. We have the critical for reversing land degradation. Yeah, now let's look at the challenges in biomass management. Although we, the GIS analysts, the climate activists, will always dwell on biomass management, there are many challenges that will always incur through maybe more deforestation rates and land degradation, loss of biomass and release of stored carbon. We have the impacts on global carbon cycle. This always arise because of maybe certain countries are not putting much more efforts on the established agreements. We have the balancing, development and conservation, whereby you find that most cities where most cities that are having forest cover are tending to uh, attending to, and they should be having maybe high number of buildings to accommodate a growing population, and therefore it becomes a challenge for us to balance between development and conservation. Then we also have the need for sustainable development practices. Then we have the addressing socio-economic pressures on natural resources. So maybe we're having a quarry, for example. Let me just give that as an example. So a quarry that is beneficial to maybe the society at large. So there'll be quite a challenge for us to say that let us not use those quarry minerals for the sake of preserving the natural resources. Of course, we'll be tending to also manage the environment as well as uh, using the natural resources. That's what we term as sustainable growth or sustainable development. You are preserving, you are using what you have as well as seeing the present and future generations. Now, the other challenge is the future of biomass and carbon sequestration. Then we have the innovation in carbon capture, then advances in technology for enhanced carbon sequestration. For example, what we are going to deal in our next lectures, maybe through use of our language, use of GIS and remote sensing, use of machine learning, use of Python, Jupyter Notebook, various platforms and softwares. Then integration with the renewable energy sources. Then another challenge will be also the expertise or the professionalism in biomass management. Then we have the global policy collaboration. Of course, everything that we do nowadays should always concur with a kind of policy or a framework or a collaboration. So, for example, the Paris Agreement. So, biomass and carbon sequestration will always concur and being hand in hand with the international agreement on Paris Agreement that was enacted in 2015, whereby we have the collaborative efforts for large-scale ecological management. So, where, as I quote, this is something that that's drawn from the agreement itself, whereby it stated that we have to protect and enhance biomass is not just an environmental priority, but a crucial strategy for survival. So if we understand biomass, we are not just saying that we are understanding our environment, but it's very crucial for our survival, for our long-term sustainability. So the software that we are going to use is the QG, the ArcMap, the RDAS, Google Earth Pro, QGIS. Platforms will mainly include the Jupyter Notebook, Google Earth Engine, the R programming languages, the HTML, JavaScript, and so on. Many and many more. So in case each and every one of you have a question, then you can kindly reach out on either through my email. This is my email, or either through my WhatsApp numbers. These are both the WhatsApp numbers, and yeah, this is the Kenyan. You just include the 254 before the numbers. Yeah, I really say thank you for listening to me. Kindly reach out. I'm very available and will be waiting for feedback. See you next time. We will be introducing our Google Earth Engine features and how we will be tackling with the biomass and carbon sequestration. Goodbye. Thank you.